Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Idol Talk, where we explore South Korean pop culture one obsession at a time. My name is Nathan, and I'm your host.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley, and I've been really busy with watching Korean TV shows. So within the past 2 weeks alone, I finished King the Land, Little Women, and Singles Inferno Season 2.
Oh my god.
The Harvard girl,
Yeah, Lee Nadine.
Lee Nadine.
Yes, I'm obsessed with all three of them.
I watched the trailer for Little Women after you pleaded to me several
Yes.
times to watch it, and it's a little strange.
Yes, it is.
So I'm still a maybe, but I want to watch it.
I finished it in 2 days.
2 days. Goodness.
I was hooked.
Okay, well, I gotta see what this is all about. Anyways, Gabe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. It's Gabe. And recently, actually, I also finished a show as well, but it's a BL drama called Love Class 2.
Love
Very
Class
good.
2.
Yes,
Okay.
Love Class 1 was good. So
I have a question. Is this
Yes.
rumor that Chaunu is gonna be on a BL drama true or not?
Oh, I saw that too. I don't know. I
Okay.
welcome it, but
I welcome it too, but I was like, this is a big, a good find for the BL drama genre.
I don't know. Every time there's a new BL drama with like a popular actor idol, it just adds fuel to the fire.
It really
That's how I see it.
does. It really does. All right. Thank you to our hosts for those intros, and to all of our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We're here to talk about a long-awaited debut of an SM entertainment group. So we're here with the Hotteok on the new group RIIZE. And Ashley is going to overview the timeline controversy story behind their debut.
Yes. So, I have a presentation for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
And the
gosh, like a
listeners can tune in as
PowerPoint.
well.
Yes, I'm going to overview the group, and then I'm going to go into the timeline of the members and their activities leading up to the debut. So here we go. Shout out to our viewers on YouTube. We actually get a lot of views on YouTube. We only just started posting recently, but shout out to the people that comment. And if you want to see this PowerPoint on Spotify as well, it's going to be there. YouTube or Spotify. Can everyone see my
Upload these
screen?
files to Spotify?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh my
visual.
god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, can you guys see my screen?
Absolutely.
Great.
I can see Sung Chan
RIIZE.
there.
Yes, Sung Chan. So RIIZE debuted on September 4th. Their title is Get a Guitar. This here is their logo stylized. RIIZE is it's short for Rise and Realize. Their fandom name is RIIZE. RIIZE. Even though RIIZE. And it means RIIZE who will help RIIZE fly and be with RIIZE anytime, anywhere. Honestly,
So it's like RIIZE is be with RIIZE.
Maybe.
The members are Shotaro, Unsuk, Sungchan, Wonbin, Sunghan, Sohee, and Anton. And the genre is very unique. Their genre is emotional pop, according to their producers. Emotional pop that sheds light on various emotions and experiences the 7 members will have as they attempt to achieve growth. It's a new genre that these people are creating. Yes, Nathan.
I just want to say, I'm all about this.
I know. Emotional pop is really good.
I'm all about it. Meaningful songs with very consumable harmonies and melodies.
Yes, exactly.
It's a
So,
yes from me so far.
me as well. RIIZE is produced by Wizard Production, which, as part of SM 3.0, from their
Go back
restructuring,
to episode XX whatever
yeah,
for a breakdown of that.
SM 3.0 introduced this concept of production centers. Originally, prior to 3.0, Lee Soo-man was the main producer, like the sole producer. Now they're diversifying their production centers into 6 centers if you include the virtual IP for Novice. But which I don't know, why do they have their own production center? Are they gonna like
It's just adding to the
maybe
concept.
they just needed someone to have a job.
are they gonna make Novice like debut with some songs? Like,
I mean,
or
they
maybe
were in the Savage music video.
or maybe this is just like animation studio, you know?
Mm.
But anyway, this highlighted in green here is SM Wizard Production by these two guys. And the artists that these two guys manage are Super Junior, EXO, and RIIZE. So
Okay.
we are at center 5 here.
And NCT needs its own production manager unit.
Yes, because there's
That
like
makes sense.
20 of them. I want to add that RIIZE is the first boy group debut in 7 years at SM, if you're not including NCT subunits. NCT debuted in 2016.
That
And
is so long ago in a blink of an eye, though.
right. So I'm going to go into the members now. This group is so new that they haven't really announced positions yet. And I don't know is K-pop getting away from positions? Like,
You might.
I feel like they are, because for some groups like, aespa, New Jeans, I don't know who their leader is, and they don't really say. Like, it's just kind of assumed that like the oldest is the leader.
Or like
But
Karina, but not necessarily like
right,
maybe. Yeah.
that's why I think that they're getting away from, like, K-pop is getting away from positions. And so you'll see in a lot of my slides, I've kind of guessed what the positions are based upon like interviews that I've watched and performance videos. Because usually in performance videos, you can kind of tell like who the center is, who the main dancer is based upon their position in the choreography, and like how many lines the person has, and like if they're rapping first, and if they have a long rap, you could tell if they're the main rapper. But anyway, I digress. I will add that my source is K-pop profiles, and there are some announced positions. Like, you know who the center is. You obviously know who the maknae is. But like a lot of the positions, like I just put a question mark because obviously this is not announced. It's just me assuming what their role is. So we have Shotaro, and I included some fun facts about them. And the announcements that I have are in order of age, because again, there's no like position.
From oldest to youngest, or
oldest
from
to youngest.
Okay.
So we
Wow,
have
Shotaro is the oldest one in the group.
Yes, by barely though. The members are between 19 and 22. So they're all pretty much the same age. He's the only Japanese member. He's obviously former NCTU, debuted in October 2020. So it's been almost 3 years since this dude debuted with NCT.
Since Make a Wish, my goodness.
Yes. He only trained for 6 months, and his role model is SHINee. Next, we have Unsuk, 22. He's Korean. He's the announced visual according to K-pop profiles or K-profiles. He trained for 5 years, no Sungchan the longest, previously announced as a member of NCT Rookies.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And his role model is Changmin. Next, we have Sungchan. He's Korean, the main rapper. He trained for 4 years. him and Unsuk here, they're buddies. They're like besties. I don't know if they're besties, but they've known each other.
They're friendsies.
They're
Yeah.
friendsies because they were training for a long time. His role model is Kai from EXO. Next is Wonbin. He's 21, Korean.
Okay.
Center. What am I sharing right now?
We see Wonbin.
Oh, just Wonbin?
Yeah.
I don't know how long he trained. He could play the guitar. Like in Get a Guitar, he's playing guitar and he's not faking it. It's actually him playing. His role model is EXO, all of EXO, and he looks like Haechan to me. Every time I look at him, he looks like Haechan, and I just want to say, this is Sunghoon from ENHYPEN. This is Haechan, and it just looks like their two faces meshed together to make Wonbin.
Okay.
But like, I don't know. They look so similar.
Maybe the lips.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
It might just be me.
That's fine.
Next is Sunghan, 19. He's Korean. He trained for 2.5 years. His role model is Taeyang and Dio. And what I forgot to add here is that he was also previously a member of NCT Rookies.
Oh, I saw him and Dio, a video of him and Dio meeting at the SM Town concert that I went to last summer.
Yes.
And he was like basically blushing when he was meeting Dio, and the EXO members were like, Dio, can you please say hi? Because he's like pretty mute also.
Sunghan and Unsuk, they were the like MCs, like they were the transition people for SM Town. SM Town, the New Year's show, I should say.
The New Year's show.
The New Year's show. They were in that as SM NCT Rookies. Next is Sohee. He's our main vocal. I don't know how long he trained for, but his role model is Baekhyun.
Wow, a Baekhyun role model. We
King.
love that.
And then lastly, we have Anton. He's the maknae. He's American from Boston/New Jersey, Massachusetts/New Jersey. I don't know how long he lived there, but I mean, he's fluent in English, whatever. He's the son of a composer-producer, Yoon Sun, and actress Shim Hyejin. I guess she's really famous, and so is he. Like this producer guy has also written music for like BoA and IU and people like that.
So he
yeah, he kind of does have it in, yeah. And he can play the cello. And his role model is EXO.
Okay, all EXO.
Yeah, which also makes sense because their production center is like headed by they also manage EXO. So yeah, that's all 7 members. Next, I want to show you guys a timeline. So this is all of the activities that NCT members and NCT rookie members have done leading up to the RIIZE debut. And this is kind of...
Right, because we cannot talk about RIIZE without talking about NCT, quite frankly. Yeah.
Right. And I'll just go into it one by one. If you guys have listened to previous episodes, you've probably heard me express some frustration about Sungchan and Shotaro. Like, what are they doing? When are they gonna debut? What is SM's plan? Like, they're fucking jobless. Like, I've expressed a lot of concern around those 2 members. And so I'm glad that they finally debuted in a real group. Not to say that NCT wasn't a real group, but they were just kind of like floating for a long time.
They were in only U units.
Yeah, but U units are like...
Yeah, they're temporary.
They're temporary. So I'm happy that they are with RIIZE, but it does create a lot of confusion for me because I always just will see them as, at least I've always known them as NCT. So I have to like reposition my brain to know them as RIIZE now.
Right.
But anyway, let's get into it. Our timeline starts in October 2020 when Sungchan and Shitaro debut with NCT U Resonance. We have Make a Wish here, and what was that other song? That
90s Love.
90s Love, right. So this is when they finally debut. I still remember that introduction where they're all sitting on like the bleachers and they have like white blazers on. I remember it like it was yesterday because I was so hyped for this next era of NCT.
That was peak NCT for
It
you.
was. So right after that, there was a lot of excitement around Sungchan and Shitaro, what the future of NCT was going to be. And at that time, they were still thinking of NCT being like an ever expanding group. And we didn't know where they were going to expand to. Were they going to expand to Tokyo, Japan? Were they going to do NCT Hollywood? I don't know. So that's that. In March 2021, Sungchan gets a full-time job at Inkigayo as their
Bro,
MC.
that's a full-time job.
Well, he gets like
Full-time job on Sundays.
full-time job on Sundays. He has like some place to be, all the while after this debut. What's Shitaro doing? He's not really doing anything besides like promotions with NCT for the full group album. A year after they debut, NCT does another full group promotion for Universe, and that's where we get Let's Play Ball, and I don't even remember what the other song was, but yeah. So Sungchan and Shitaro are still working with NCT here. Then you kind of see them like doing NCT promotions by themselves. So we have them starting a YouTube show called What's Up Sung Show. They did this for like maybe 5 months. And at that same time, Eunsook, Shohee, and Sunghan, these 3 people were announced as NCT rookies on the reality show Welcome to NCT Universe. So they were already announced as rookies, but this is like NCT saying, or like SM saying, these guys are going to be SM rookies or like NCT rookies. And I watched that show. I really enjoyed it. And I was looking forward to Sungchan, like these 5 announced people potentially being, I don't know, NCT Japan.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Tokyo. Around the end of 2022, Japan eases their pandemic restrictions, and Sungchan and Shitaro go to promote as NCT. And that's where we get the famous video of Sungchan and Shitaro crying on that variety show where they were like talking about how hard it is to learn Japanese and Korean. Then we have the SM Town performance where all of them, including these NCT rookies, perform. Then 2023 happens, April, and the drama with Lee Soo-man's nephew taking over SM and kicking Lee Soo-man out happens. And that whole thing where Lee Soo-man tries to sell SM to HIVE, that just shook everything up for NCT, because right after that, SM makes a statement. They announced SM 3.0, which introduces the production centers that I showed you guys in like slide 2. And they talk about all the groups that are going to debut for the upcoming year. And included in that plan was their plan to end NCT as an ever-expanding universe and end their universe with NCT Tokyo. So around like still in May, where they were talking about this whole drama, they released a statement saying that Sungchan and Shotaro are not going to be part of NCT anymore. They're going to debut with the new group. And they also released a statement saying Eunseok and Sunghan are not going to be NCT rookies anymore. They're going to debut with the new group. And then that last third NCT rookie, he's just not going to debut because he got hurt and he's focusing on his health.
Mm-hmm.
Then lastly, they announced NCT Japan will be formed through a survival show. So it's going to be a six-member subunit of NCT.
This is the one that just concluded, right?
Right. They announced two of the Japan members as SM rookies, and then the survival show titled NCT Universe La Start is to figure out who the remaining 4 members are. And so that started in June. I think it ended just last week or maybe a couple weeks ago. So, no, that started in July. So, according to SM 3.0, NCT Tokyo final installment of NCT is supposed to debut in Q3 this year. And Q3 is like, it's going to end in 2 weeks. So maybe they're going to debut in the next week or 2, but they just ended their survival show. So now they have all their members and they're like, don't they normally wait a month before they debut?
I think the timeline's probably going to be pushed back because, I mean, 127 just released comeback teasers and there's too much cooking right now.
Right. So they're probably going to debut in October, and then RIIZE obviously debuted on the 4th of September. So screenshot this if you want to get a little, zoom in on the words that I put, because I'm sure it's kind of small on your screen. But yeah, this is like a full timeline. And as you can see, like, people have been debuted and announced as members of NCT for maximum 3 years. And these rookie kids, Eunseok and Sunghan, they've been NCT potentials for almost a year. So it's just weird that, like,
the switch up,
like, I just hate it. Go ahead,
My
Nathan.
question to you as the timeline expert here is why, like, can you put out a speculation as to why the initial plan for them to debut in NCT was completely squashed and swapped over to RIIZE? Was it a function of the SM takeover drama? Or, like, why do you think this all went down the way that it did? I mean, we'll never know. I'm just asking.
That's a very good question, and I don't know.
Right. I don't think we know the answer to that.
And I don't even know what to think. Like, I know that I'll stop sharing now so people can see our faces, but I know that with NCT strategy, they announce members as you so they can create like a little bit of buzz for future groups. That's what they did with 10. They announced him right at the debut of NCT, and then they shelved him for 3 years before they debuted Wavy. So
but I feel like that, I mean, it's 3 years is a long time. I don't actually know how long it was, but it makes sense because he's putting in legwork for an NCT unit.
Right.
So I'm wondering, like, what the heck went up here? I'm confused too.
And it just feels like wasted effort, like they put all this time into Sungchan and Shotaro being in the new group, in the NCT group, and it's just like, now we gotta be introduced to brand new people. I just don't get it.
Okay, do you have anything else on the overview, or should I jump in?
I will say that in the RIIZE introductions, Sungchan and Shotaro don't shy away from their time at NCT. Like, they say they're grateful for for the fans that have supported them as they were in NCT and they're excited to be in RIIZE. But it's just fucking bullshit that like NCT or SM just kind of like throws them around, you
I
know?
know.
Why not just have a plan from the beginning and stick to it? I get that
Yes.
they had all this drama with Lee Soo-man, but even then, like it
Maybe it
creates a
was
lot
Lee
of confusion.
Maybe it was Lee Soo-man's vision and they just had to change it
Mm.
after everything happened. Anyways, I don't know and we'll never know. Let us know in the comments what you think happened with all this chaos in the beginning. But we are also here to just kind of be like, okay, you've debuted, to celebrate them a little bit and to also talk about some of their releases. So I'm going to jump in and talk about their pre-debut track. And when I heard that they were going to be an emotional pop centered genre, I was very excited by it. At the same time, I had some initial doubts because I don't necessarily see Shotaro or Sungchan as central to an emotional pop group. I see them as a neo rap centered contributors. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? So I actually came in with a lot of doubts about how this was all going to go down.
Yeah.
Upon first listen of their pre-debut track, which was titled Memories, it was released on August 21st as a pre-debut single. My mind was completely changed because I think this song is legitimately like, if not a 9 out of 10, like a 10 out of 10. Like, I really loved the song. It stayed true to what they actually are marketing themselves as. It feels very, I mean, it's called Memories. So I feel like it evokes a lot
Memories.
of good memories for them, nostalgia,
It's a
one would
fan
say.
song, it seems like
It's
it.
already, yeah, it's already kind of, it's like a fan song, kind of, but it's trying to signal like the group's new beginning, transition into
Right.
professional idol life, right? And into like the industry, which I mean, everyone can kind of take that as like their own journey, like if they're starting something new and the memories that they're seeking out to create. I don't know. I just think that it was a really solid first hit. There was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of I also thought this was really interesting because it felt a little bit J-rock pop for me. A little bit of like anime OST, which I'm all about.
Do you know
Because
why that is?
do you know why? Wait, do I know why I'm into it or do I know why
No,
what?
do you know why it sounds like that?
No, why?
So it's because it you like the at least in the chorus, the bass line is a drum and bass uh bass line. It's kind of the it feels like you're running, right? That kind
It
of
does,
thing.
yeah, it feels a little bit
Yeah.
runny. But like running in like a life journey of some sort, I would argue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
That
like
kind of beat like is something that's very common with that and like it evokes that feeling.
right.
Yeah.
It evo I love this song. And the music video was filmed in California. They're just having a lot of fun. It's super simple. Nothing complicated is going on. And at the end, there's like this new bridge that opened in LA that they filmed and end the music video at. So I was like, for me, it's like, oh, I've been there. That's so strange
Mm-hmm.
to think about. Anyways, I love the song. And it's also not given. This might be an SM thing, but I think this is a larger industry problem that you try to market yourself in one way. And then when you hear the song, it's just not what you expected based off of the marketing. And I feel like in this case, it actually aligned, which was really nice.
Yeah.
This was emotional pop.
Right.
So I don't know what you all thought about the song.
Mm, So I agree. It was a good song. I really liked the chorus. The melody and the bass line and the chord progressions and everything were very good.
But
Um, but I feel like there was just way too much rapping. Like, why are there so many rap
mm,
verses, you know? And then I kind of thought about it more and I was like, well, Sungchan and Shotaro are here, and I feel like they need something to do.
they
So
Right.
are
that's why there's all
rappers at
these
the end of
rap
the day.
verses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for me, when I was going through it, I was like, okay, so I went in only knowing who Sungchan and Shotaro were, but they did not, they like faded to the back for me. I
Mm-hmm.
was, I like was most drawn to, I think the main vocalist kid,
So he,
Sohee.
Sohee.
yeah, so he's making a lot of waves.
Yeah, and then of course like the scene in the music video where they're like there's three of them sitting on the dock and like two of them are not wearing shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw things on Twitter about that too. It was funny.
Yeah. I noticed that same thing too. Like this is their first real music video, and the two most famous members are not predominantly shown. Like it really, I even noticed that Shitaro, he doesn't even get like a close up of his face. The one that I actually noticed till maybe like halfway through the song. And I think they did that intentionally just because those members are so
Right.
famous and they're trying to get this this like concept of RIIZE as like a new group out there, and they don't want to be like, they don't want the image of the group to be overshined by like
Right. I
the
think
two
that's not a bad
dudes.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I did think that it was interesting that they picked a new person as the center of RIIZE. Because I really thought going into this that Sungchan and Shotaro were gonna be like the main dudes,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not. They're Wanbin is the center, and he's in the center of all of their. He's like the little fairy guy, you know, and he's flanked by Sungchan and Shotaro at the end of both, like make get a guitar and memories. So they're really like pushing. They want Sungchan and Shotaro to be like in the forefront, but like not the very front,
Hmm.
which is very interesting. And I think a very good move by the production people, because I still am looking at RIIZE with NCT lenses. Like I can't escape
It's
that.
really hard. It's really hard to divorce the two.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, I thought that the song was really good. And
It is.
it is one of my most played songs currently.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
I like
Ashley?
how it's
Oh,
I
go
like how
ahead.
it's not it doesn't have the same noisiness as NCT music.
Totally
And I think it's
different.
really refreshing.
It's
Yes,
so
Yeah.
refreshing.
it is.
I
It really is.
wonder, and this is a question I think that we're going to take up in our discussion of their title track. Is K-pop ready to accept this?
I think so.
I think they've
I don't.
been ready.
I'm ready. I've been ready.
This is maybe back to our conversation about, classic K-pop, or just like back to roots type of
We have
music.
talked about this. Yeah.
With IVE, for example, IVE,
Yes.
Gabe has categorized them as like true K-pop.
Yeah.
So
But like elevated.
yes, elevated, modern.
Anyways, okay, Ashley, tell us about this title track, Get a Guitar.
Yes, Get a Guitar is their title track. I will say that there were actually two pre-debut songs. However, the only official one was Memories. Prior to Memories, they did a performance video of a song called Siren. And weirdly enough, when Get a Guitar released and the EP released, Siren wasn't on there.
Yeah, that was weird.
So the EP that they released with only has two songs, Memories and Get a Guitar. So it's like, what the fuck is Siren about? You know, like it's just a song that's floating in the
And it
ether
was
that
definitely not emotional pop. I didn't, yeah.
no, it was giving
It was giving fire
NCT.
truck MCT.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So maybe that's why they didn't include it on the album because they were like, oh, it's too much
I'm about this memories
similarities.
life. You got to stick with your marketing.
Right. Get a Guitar is such a fucking bop. Like, it's so good. It's funky. It's about uh it's a song about like dancing with someone that you like and just making like listening to music and having fun with this person that you enjoy dancing with. Um it was filmed in LA, and like Nathan said, they filmed both music videos in LA, and uh they filmed majority of this like in downtown LA, which is funny because like the theater that they recorded in, that is the Los Angeles theater, which I have been in and have done events in. Like I used to work in production, so it's cool seeing those places that you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were on the rooftop of one of those downtown like Broadway buildings, so it's just fun. And then the skate park, that's also in LA. That's actually like a skateboarding company,
Hmm.
which is interesting because we have a friend that works at that company, a friend of the pod that
Oh.
works at that company. And this is some insider information. She was there when they filmed those skateboarding scenes. And she told us, like, do you guys know this
Yeah.
group called RIIZE? And we're like, no, because this was prior to them announcing RIIZE as a group. But yeah, so
Oh.
I really like Get a Guitar. I think it's so fun to listen to, and I
A lot
love
of fun. It's
I
a lot of
love
fun.
the footwork in the chorus. You got me like dun dun dun, like that dun 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 part where they're like strumming the guitar and doing that quick footwork. That is so, it looks so hard. Like that footwork looks difficult, but it just makes it look so fun to do. Like I wish I could copy it because I feel like I would have fun dancing along with them.
I think it was a great, at the end of the day, according to Ashley's timeline, there was a lot of chaos. But I
Mm-hmm.
think they are ready to turn over a new beginning. And I think they're actually really off to a really good start. And this could have not been this way. I think
Yeah.
and citizens were a little bit like us, like a little bit skeptical at first, but also like willing to be like, okay, what's going on, to to give them a try. And I think that they're showing that they are different and that they could do it. I will say one thing more is that Shotaro only trained for 6 months for a reason, because that kid can dance.
Mm-hmm.
So he like skyrocketed to probably like one of the top, I would say top 1% of K-pop dancers,
Mm-hmm.
which is why
Mm.
he has the position that he's in. Like SM's not willing to let go of him
Right.
because he has a lot to offer.
He does.
It might not be vocals, but
Definitely not vocals.
definitely not vocals. But he could dance the hell out of anyone, I think.
I agree.
And he holds
And
the
okay,
group up
so
with that.
about Shitaro, this might be a little bit of a hot take, but
Mm-hmm. It is a hot take,
I
hot take.
think his like vocals are kind of mid. His
Yes.
rapping is also like kind of mid, and like he
Yes.
doesn't have like the vibe of a rapper either.
No,
So
No.
like
no.
his dancing skills are really holding him up here. I think that's
And
the
I
thing.
think, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like
Those
I don't think
those are
if Shitaro was
facts.
in an NCT group, I don't think he would. I don't think he would contribute anything really to like an NCT Tokyo kind of group, you know?
So his role in this group, because they're more emotional pop based, is to really stand out in something that others don't as much. So I feel like it actually rounds them out a little bit more. Whereas in NCT, there's a lot of good dancers in there,
Yes.
and it's a little bit less vocal focused. So yeah, I feel like maybe the producers knew what they were doing. I don't know.
I also think that he might be the leader, like unconfirmed leader, because in the interviews that I've watched,
He's the oldest,
he
right?
he's the oldest, but not by much, like by a couple months, and he's kind of like the person who elaborates. Like someone says something and he like explains a little bit more about like what the next segment is going to
Mm.
be or like what this MC is trying to say. So, yeah, he he may not be a great singer, rapper, but he can dance and he's their unconfirmed leader, in my opinion.
I have one final question for everyone as we close our discussion of RIIZE. And we don't always get to talk about this because, like Ashley said, it's been 7 years since a group like this debuted under the company, a boys group, right? You know, I wish this question was asked to me and I was on the record saying something about whether or not this group is going to make it big. Like, if, for example, if I asked you in 2016 if make it this big, I probably would have said no. But now I'm just like, dang, is RIIZE destined for like true greatness? Like EXO greatness. Like dream greatness.
That's an
I wanna
interesting take.
I wanna know whether or not you feel like how far is this group going to go?
Well, according to the producers, their goal is to have this be like a long time group, like Super Junior, like EXO.
Hmm.
Um,
Like
I
those are big shoes.
They really are.
I literally see Sungchan and Shotaro and group as kids. I mean, they are in the grand scheme of things, but I wonder, Ashley,
Are they going to
what you
have
think.
longevity?
Are they going to have longevity and like a huge fan base at the end of the day?
I will say that they are starting off on the right foot. You know,
Yeah.
if they broke a record of like most amount of Instagram followers in a short amount of time. So there is like a base of supporters, at least initially. And some of the group's short-term goals, like within the upcoming end of the year, is to win Rookie of the Year. So
That's a tough ask also though.
there are a lot of groups that debuted this year, but in terms of boy group debuts
What
this
about
year,
Zero Base One?
I'm sure
Oh,
their debut was
Not
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't. I would say Get a Guitar is better.
Yeah. A stat
Um,
that I saw was that RIIZE was the first K-pop group to sell over 1 million units for a non-survival group. With a big asterisk that Sungchan and Shotaro already had
yeah,
large followings. But I will say non-survival.
interesting. Interesting.
I don't know. I don't want to push any of you to like say yes, they're gonna make it, no, they're gonna not. It's just an interesting question.
Yeah. I will
I
say
think
that
they, I think they
go
will, honestly, because well, not that it's like 100% success rate, but like if you debut under SM,
Yeah.
like the chances are more than likely that you're gonna make it to some degree. Like I think how
yeah,
big is the question, not
Is the
whether or
question.
not they're gonna
Yeah.
make it. Yeah.
right. I think it's a hard question to answer for me right now. I do agree with Gabe that
They do
SM
have
will
the structure on their
SM will
side.
make it happen. like just through continuous promotion, like they'll just
Consistency.
they'll just grow and grow and grow.
That's their really bread and butter at the end of the day, this
Right.
company.
Yeah. I'll end by saying that although I had my doubts, I am very excited for this group because, like Nathan said, the genre is really exciting. The music is refreshing. It's fun. And there's more music to come actually in October. This is just the start. They're going to release.
Watch them go Neo in October. And I'm going to be like, what happened?
I mean, it's SM's like MO to release a title that is really polarizing, so with every group, they do this with everybody. It's not just NCT.
Correct.
So yeah, I'm excited. And I look forward to their future music.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. And Gabe's commentary and Ashley's presentation for very informative and insightful. So thank you to our listeners for tuning into this episode. We're on Instagram at HotTalk. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us on all of our major podcast directories and streaming platforms. If you have any feedback or content requests, please email us, idletalkpod@gmail.com. And then lastly, we have our content directory, idletalkpod.uwu.ai, where you'll see previous episodes categorized, including playlists, song recommendations, and concert and K-drama reviews, as well as information about us. So it can be found in the description of our episodes here. And until next time, let us know what you think about RIIZE. If you liked Get a Guitar and Memories. And then we'll be back next time with a K-Pop's episode. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye and good night.
Bye.